What was your season like from your perspective in the first one you got to have repping the red and blue?
It was just about finding my footing.
Todd-Williams forces it up. Oh my! Todd-Williams!
Todd-Williams is an energy player, and she can be that spark to really help the momentum swing in your direction.
Learning a whole new system, being with players that I, hadn't played with, for 3 years that I played with before. I was finding myself. I came into myself and playing with the new teammates. It was a good time, but once I found my footing, it was up from there.
I know it's been over a year since you transferred here from UNC. What led you to that decision to transfer, and what made you decide on Ole Miss?
Just the family atmosphere, from the coaches to the support staff to the people in Oxford, and then my teammates. Coming in, it was a transition, but they made it smooth for me. Just the love and support that they've shown me. I really wanted to be in a place where people would accept me for who I am, and just wrap their arms around me, and that's exactly what they did from the moment that I stepped on campus.
So you talked about that a little bit already. We'll just go into that, finding your footing. What did that look like? Were there specific things that you guys had to come together as a team to figure out, how you could impact the team best, or was that more of an individual thing that you had to figure out? What did that look like last season?
Last season, it was more so individually, watching film, a lot of meetings with my coach, a lot of just staying in the gym and really just focusing on myself and how I can bring, my impact to the team.
The season's a couple months away, and that's in Paris, might I add, which is pretty cool. But you've already been named to a preseason watch list for the Cheryl Miller Award. All of that aside, what are your hopes for this season? What are your expectations for what you can bring to the team this season?
I want to go to the Final Four. I think that's what we've been talking about, since last season. It's always been in my mind, I want to win. I came here to win, and I know that we could do that this year. I don't care about the expectations. The expectations for me, it's just about taking one game at a time, and that first stop is in Paris. So I'm really excited for the season. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. It starts right now. We're in the summer right now, and so I'm just excited for what's to come.
Since you touched on the summer, we know that you'll have a ton of new faces, coaches, teammates. What did the summer look like in trying to figure out how you were going to, as Maddie Scott called it, better the onboarding process for people? What was that like for you all?
Gelling on and off the court. I think we spent a lot of time in the gym playing pickup, after hours. And that mattered because, in the summer, that's where it all starts, when all the, newcomers are coming in. I think we just found a love for each other, and, it's going to be up from there.
Do you feel like you've grown at all in the last year since you've been here individually as a player?
Yeah, yes, I have. I stepped out of my comfort zone when I got here. I had to go through things. That was a part of my process. You have to go through things to get through. And so, I think individually I've grown just a maturity level, and just, getting outside of myself, being uncomfortable in situations, talking more to my teammates and just everyone around me, and just being a sponge, learning new people, learning how people respond to things. On and off the court, I've grown for sure.
So I know that you're a really big part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee here on campus, which is just called SAC. What has been able to be in that leadership role been like for you?
It's about taking space in rooms, where, a lot of higher up people are in those rooms, and having a voice for yourself, not only for yourself, but for student athletes around you, and being able to connect with people from all over the place. So many people that I didn't know, I built connections with them. And so I think it's just about, just taking up space. And so that's what I've been learning. And that's what I hope to, share, what I've learned in those meetings to my teammates and, the university itself.
I've seen a lot about joy on social media. What is joy? Is that the team slogan for the year? Can you kind of explain the idea behind it?
Yeah, joy is the slogan for the year. Joy is, it's for us to have fun with the game, not being so hard on yourself, coming in joy is you're thankful that you're given the opportunity to step on the floor, be around such great teammates, support staff, coaches, and just having fun, because basketball it's fun. And so not taking everything so serious. So yeah, that's what I gained from it.